My name is called EVANS OKEREKE. I graduated from University of Lagos. I studied physiology and I'm working as a fitness instructor. That's what I do for a living. Could describe myself in a very short form that I'm a very active person. I love sports a lot and I love to carry people along. I'm a go-getter, a team player at the same time, and I'm very good at learning new things, multitasking at the same time, and I try always to acquire knowledge and teach people the knowledge I acquire. As a fitness instructor, most people have their goals before coming to the gym, and most of them feel like they are not fit. So when they come to the gym, first of all put them through an assessment to know their fitness level, to know where to start from. It happened on the 11th of March 2018 at the Lekki Toll. On my way to work one Sunday morning, I boarded the passenger bus that was going to take me to my place of work, whereby an SUV that was coming back from probably one of these nightclubs that was drunk was on a one-way, rammed into the passenger bus which I was in, and the bus somersaulted, and I happened to be sitting at the conductor's side. And normally all these conductors buses, these passenger buses, most of them in Lagos here, they really don't lock their doors. So I fell off. Immediately the car rammed into our car, and when the car somersaulted, it was now on me, now landed on. And when it fell on me, I was on an astride position. Astride position meaning that I was like this, not facing downward or facing upward. I was on my side. So the passenger bus fell on me and it affected my pelvic bone. It cracked my pelvic bone, and also my two legs in between had crushed my urinary tract. Okay, when the accident happened, the only flash I could remember was people snapping me with their phones. That was the flash I could remember I got then, while I was shouting for help, And the next minute I heard that was, this guy is still alive, this guy is still alive. And the next thing I got blanked out was 3 days later, I found myself in the hospital and the doctor was narrating to me what happened.
By the time I got there and saw him, he was more like immobilized from the waist down. So they were carrying him into the hospital when I got there. So, and I had to, he was dripping blood from his penis. So, and that told me that it wasn't really a joke.
I was lucky to be alive, but at the same time, I was lucky to be alive, yes, but alive, am I really alive? It was like I was a vegetable because I couldn't walk. I couldn't even feel my limbs while I was on the bed. It was only my hands and my upper body I could feel. I couldn't feel my legs, so I was asking the doctor what's going on. Because when I looked down, I saw a catheter bag connected to my urethra, to my penis, which I was using to get rid of urine.
It's always this fitness. Imagine for more than a year now, he hasn't even done anything when it has to do with fitness. Even his bath, he hasn't taken his bath for more than a year. All what he does is cleaning his body. He can't take his bath. He can't wee for more than a year. He's not wee through the regular way. He had to pass it out through the pipe, through the tummy. He has not wee. So for more than a year now, all those things he loves doing, he has not done them for more than a year.
The doctor told me the possibilities of the whole thing, that I have a cracked pelvic bone. It would take about 8 months for me to walk again. The news alone self was making things depressing for me. And I asked about my urinary tract. Why am I using a catheter? He told me that I injured my urinary tract. And in his word, once you injure your urinary tract, it doesn't forgive. A urinary tract is a very tiny pipe that crosses across from your bladder to your penis for you to get rid of urine.
They said it was a manageable case. So since they could insert the catheter, so they would rather allow the injury to heal around the catheter. So, but unfortunately, when the healing was done and the catheter was removed, there was some constriction, which was actually our fear, which complicated the whole situation.
They actually said that for them to operate on me, they did a minimum of 3 months to let the scar fully evolve, because if you're going to operate on it now, if the scar is not fully grown, finish operating on it now, it still keeps on growing after the operation. So then you need the scar to fully grow, so they see the size of the scar, cut off that scar before they operate on it. So that suprapubic cystotomy is just like a bypass while they wait for the scar at the urinary tract to fully grow. Then they did the suprapubic cystotomy. I was carrying it for a while. I was still on wheelchair and crutches because I couldn't walk. It was really very devastating. There is no day it was really devastating. It was really devastating. There's no day I don't contemplate suicide. What am I living for? I was depressed. So after the surgery, after the suprapubic cystotomy, just the bypass for me to wait for the 3 months time. So when it got to the 3 months, and I had to go for the definite surgery, then they gave us bill, outrageous bill. God's willing, we raised the money to do the surgery. After the surgery, the doctor gave the 2 weeks window period. They removed the catheter. I couldn't still pee. Sorry, I pee for a week. Then the streaming was really very low. And all of a sudden, I stopped peeing again. I was like, doctor, what's going on? He was like, that's one thing about urethroplast. And urethroplasts normally fail. That is not always 100% successful.
The worst case actually happened when after we went through the first surgery here, and it did not produce the desired result. And then I had to have some discussion with the doctors, who said, well, they would prefer that we'll take him outside. That was the doctor's suggestion. Say, take him outside. Let's, take a second opinion and look at him fresh with other equipment and stuff like that. So we decided to do that. It was actually when he got there, and somehow they talked to my mother-in-law when he told her that he was coming back without the procedure done, and she began to ask what happened. I don't know what they told her, but actually the issue was that since the scar from the previous operation was not healed properly, they couldn't do anything. So you have to give it time to heal properly, so that we know where the scar tissues are, and so that we know exactly what we're going to do, which is pretty simple and straightforward. But by the time she got to wind that, look, this procedure couldn't happen, and so she couldn't handle it, and she passed. She passed on.
That was on a Sunday night. Monday morning, I saw my siblings cold on the bed, in the living room. I was wondering what was going on. They were trying to hide it from me. That's when my niece ran upstairs to meet me that, Uncle, Grandma is dead. As in, I couldn't. That was just like the darkest day of my life. I was like, what? I started rolling on the floor crying. I didn't just know what to do. I just opened the door. It was winter. I just opened the door in the cold. Just walking outside. I didn't even know where I was going to. I was just walking inside the cold. Me, I used to feel cold very much. I couldn't even feel myself. I just kept on walking. I got to one point, Stratford. I just held the bridge there. I was just looking at the bridge. I was asking myself, what's going on? What did the Bible say? The Bible that I've been reading, believing that everything's going to be fine and all this was going to happen. I was just about to jump. Someone just grabbed my hand. Now, what are you trying to do? So I felt I was under arrest or something. So like someone wants to see me. Their boss wants to see me. Yo lad, come over here. Someone wants to see you. I was wondering what was going on. He just dragged me, took me to there was one high rise very close to the bridge where I was standing, where I was leaning my hands. Then got upstairs, there was a lady. I don't know if she's a psychologist or she's a shrink or she's a pastor, but I know she's really very well learned and she knows the word very well. So she was like that. She normally doesn't come to the her balcony where the window is. She doesn't know what just brought her there that morning when she was taking her coffee. The minute she got there, her eye just struck to where I was. And she was standing there all through watching me. And she just as if she knew what I was going to do. And she sent her stewards to go and get me. I came back to Nigeria to source for the money. When I came back home, that's when it got done to me. When they even came to pick me at the airport, I didn't say a word to anybody. Nobody said a word to me because I left in that state, thinking I was going to come back in a better state, and I'm coming back again, same state. I'm coming back. My mom dismissed her, so it was really, really. I don't think anybody understood. Most people will say, cool, I understand what you're going through. I understand. Nah, nobody knows what I'm going through. It's only he that wears the shoe, not where it pinches most. There is no night I don't stay in my bed crying, weeping. I barely sleep. I have not had a proper bath since then because of the cystotomy I'm carrying. I had a fiancée. I was actually trying not to bring her into this because that was another period again that I felt like nothing was going for me. Nothing was going well for me because during the period when I had the first and second surgery, I noticed the withdrawal in her attitude, her call, and her care. This was the same person. We both were, I thought, okay, let me not say where, I thought she was in love with me the same way I was in love with her. And all of a sudden I'm having this kind of trying period, and you couldn't stay and weather the storm with me, and you're the one that I've always been discussing about marriage. And that year, 2018, we were supposed to get married do our traditional marriage April, which was meant to be Easter, then white wedding in December, before this incident happened March. And she couldn't stay with me. She called me she couldn't even have the decency to even, okay, let me just let this guy heal before I tell him the story. She did that in my sick bed. She couldn't even come there and see me. She did all this thing all over the phone through chats. I still have the chats that she wanted to tell me something. Like, what did you want to tell me? More is she was like, she doesn't think this is working anymore. Like, what do you mean this thing is not working? She was like, that she has discussed with her dad, and her dad said she doesn't think he will give his blessings. I tried to call her on phone because I felt like the chatting was not making sense. I just wanted to hear her voice. She refused speaking the call. I called severally on my sick bed. She refused speaking that she doesn't want to talk to me, that we should chat. I was like, can I talk to you? I want to hear you say it. She said no, she cannot. And I really said it, and I said, okay, can I ask you one question? She was like, I should go ahead. I like, be very honest. If I were to be in your shoe, would I do this to you? And she said no. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'm just glad you just said the truth. Have a happy life. And I just stopped chatting with her. I cried my eyes out. I cried. Told my siblings, everybody, that's where would I see such kind of like, the beautiful ones are still out there. I shouldn't give up. But like, nah, I'm not going to love again. This was someone I already built my life and happiness around. I could give my eyes for her, and she knows this. So why would she not be the one to betray me on my sick bed? She couldn't even pretend to allow me to heal. She just walked away. With my elder sister, I call her Big Mommy. She was concerned because it was giving her sleepless nights as well. Like the way it was giving me sleepless nights. It was the only one I can say again categorically. She was the only one that genuinely cared and I think she feels 90% of what I was going through was also affecting her. Until one morning, so every day she was asking me questions. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? And one morning, she just came downstairs. She called me that I should come and stay with her. Because we virtually were the only one that stays at home alone. Everybody goes out in the morning, just leave me and her till night. So she called me, I should come and sit down with her. Even the last message she sent me still on my phone. I should come downstairs and my food is ready. Maybe I got downstairs, that's when she was like, her leg. I was like, okay, don't worry, let me massage it. I'm a masseuse now. This is my field. At least I can do that for you. I was just massaging and then she was like, she cannot feel the leg. I was like, are you for real? She said yes. They rushed her to the hospital. I was just here. They rushed her because I couldn't go now. They rushed her to the hospital. I kept on calling to monitor. They said she's fine. I she's coming back today. They said no, she's not coming back today. I should come back the next day. So I was waiting for her to come back. I was awake till 12 a.m. when they came back. I was looking at everybody whenever they were entering. Everybody was complete. I was wondering that, then who is not staying back with Big Mommy? Nobody responded. Like, someone should talk to me. Who is not staying back if everybody's here? Who would not stay back with her? And then my other sister burst into tears. The Big Mommy is gone. Whoa. But like everything was just crashing on me. Like, what is going on? What is going on? First the accident, my mom, now my elder sister. It was just terrifying. That was just my break point where I felt like I should just end it up and just stop the suffering of myself and suffering my siblings just because of this whole accident.
The eldest sister's death was actually unconnected with his situation, because we are managing the situation here and trying to raise funds to be able to meet up with the appointment this time around with the urologist in London. So before she passed, and we are still on that. So it's been very, very traumatic for everybody, especially him, because the mother, he was very close to the mother as the last born, and she was also very close to my wife as, the baby of the house. So, she was the one who always goes to wake him up in the morning to see how he's doing, who makes sure that he's okay and all that, who stays with him all the time. So by the time she passed on, it was like they hit him on the head with a hammer. So the depression and all that, well, we are past that now.
I started sending emails to virtually almost all Alessandras, to all the big shots I know, all the big names I know, all the big companies, everybody seek for help and all, but nothing was forthcoming. I kept on sending. Nothing was forthcoming until one of my friends that works with Airtel said I should don't worry, that she's going to see what she can do for me and see how she can make her company, see if they can assist me in raising funds for the surgery. So that's just it's hoping forward for the help that they promised me, until one day Airtel team called me to verify the story from me myself and how I've been coming along all these years. And they said, what do I feel if they're going to sponsor me in the surgery and all? Like, it's going to be a life-lifting experience, because I've not ever thought about raising this money over myself. That's why I'm coming out for people to help and see who could help me, because all the savings, if actually we've known Nigeria wasn't visible, I wouldn't have even attempted doing it in Nigeria in the first place. I've just, all the money we saved initially the first time, I've just flown out abroad, just go carry the surgery and get myself better. But nobody knows it was going to be like this. That was all the money we had then, all squandered in Nigeria here. I'm really hopeful and expectant that when I travel, I'll get my life back, because I've been in this road for quite a long period, a year and 7 months. It's not been easy. Not being able to pay with your penny, something I took for common, something I never pay serious attention to. I never knew it was this important, but right now, something I'm begging God to be able to do again.
I want to see him bounce back. I want to see that smile, that yes, I am back to my feet.
I'm being hopeful that he's going to come back 100%, continue his jolly good life, carry on with his fitness. Because his plan was, when he was still in fitness, very soon I want to open my own establishment, I want to be boss of my own. So I want to see him achieve that his dream. Since
this happened, I've always had this mind that it's going to be over one day. But I didn't know how long that day will be. So now that he's going there, I think this is the final, he's going to the final bus stop. By the time he gets there and comes back, I'm very, very positive that everything will be okay.
I was contemplating suicide, like that's the solution. But when there is life, there is hope. The only thing money cannot buy is life.